about what you just said of being, you believe kindness is the best way. And hold on, let's see what this is why you guys are false idols. This is why you're false idols, because you give false testimonies. You have not been kind to humanity, Cardi. BBLBB gone. You have not been kind lately. Because you're suppressing your rage and your dissatisfaction to be a part of a machine that just uses you as an object of lust and a fear in the form of drama. You're feeding your bosses with these antics, and you're putting a lot of people, because you have a lot of reach and a lot of influence, so you're putting a lot of melanated youth in bad standing with the great God, because the great God has a book of life on each individual that you influence. And your thoughts become their thoughts when they're thinking Cardi B lyrics. Now it's getting programmed into their subconscious mind, and they are saying the same thing that you are saying. They're thinking it, and they're actually speaking it. So that, whatever you taught them, that's being written in a book of life. If it became their own thought through repetition, that's how you program a subconscious mind that creates a reality, and that records 24/7 through taste, touch, smell, seeing and hearing. So you're seeing bionic body parts, and now you are programming into your subconscious mind that this is actually desirable, and this is self-love, improving your physical appearance through lust. So you're programming those that you influence, which is many. That's a message that you're programming into them. That is not kind. Accept yourself. Love yourself first. That means you work on the inside. Get rid of all that insecurity. This Libra is too insecure, naive. Getting into these relationships, and you're getting mad. You're getting mad because your dude cheats, but you're a lust object. That's all they could see you as, because that is how you present yourself to the world. They're not going to, in the back of their mind, see a housewife. They're going to see a hoe, right? So why expect a faithful and constant relationship if they view you as a hoe? Because that's what you portray. And you portray and recycle your own drama, but then when other people talk about your drama or drama, that they hear about you, then you want to go and be suing people, which that's a divine court hearing, that you're a part of the gang stalking machine, and you are targeting individuals using their freedom of speech. Can we get a record of, because aren't they using, I'm saying the lower self court, aren't they using rats supposedly using rappers' lyrics against them. Can we use your lyrics against you, Cardi, in the divine courts of law? How many people have you bullied, talked about, slandered, attacked? Why aren't people suing you? Well, maybe they are. But I see that as a gang stalking operation if people use their freedom of speech, whether they want to talk from the negative or positive polarity. I have a machine behind me, so I'm going to go after them to set an example and to silence beings. So we're going to call a divine court hearing for that, a divine order and a divine transfer. Because now that's going into, that's mixing entertainment with a government. So that tells me that you are a government employee. That's how I see you. If you are able to go after someone's freedom of speech and continually threaten people's freedom of speech when you say the most horrendous things in those song lyrics, period. That is a divine court hearing. All of your musical lyrics will be under a divine judgment and the divine transfer, multidimensionally. Oh, for real. So go ahead. You keep filing your lawsuits against people that are talking about you. When you put your own drama out there, that's all you do is whine on the internet. I don't even, listen, I can't even barely get into 5 minutes of this stuff. But that's one of my jobs. Because the great God wants to see who are the leaders in that devastation to the minds of the youth. Who are your leaders? And then I gotta show great God the recordings of you talking about this little dingly thing in my throat and telling that to probably 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds, like your children's age. I gotta show the great God that. And it's like, you got the nerve to go and go after people in the lawsuits because they want to talk about you. When you tell all your drama. Other people can't talk about drama with you because you tell all your drama. Your concert is named Little Miss Drama. So let that be listen, since she wants to be the representative of drama, divine transfer all the drama from I ancestors multidimensionally and divinely connected to I vessel consciousness and reality multidimensionally. Transfer to Little Miss Drama. That's a divine court hearing. We'll see what the great God does with that. I'm just the petitioner. That's all. You can't come after me in no lower court. But coming after you in the higher court. Scott, let's make that clear. You cannot come after me in no lower courts for me coming after you in the higher courts. You can't do that. So that's why I say that was probably one of the worst mistakes that you ever made, because now you're on our radar. I'm talking about the positive polarity, because the positive polarity is having individuals seemingly express in a negative way to transmute it into positive energy, and you're interfering with that by going after people for talking about you when you talk about you. They should give you a gag order. If you don't want anyone to talk negative about you, then you keep your business to yourself. But you don't, because you have to have an exchange with your worshipers. Meaning you have to emotionally dump on them like the narcissist that you are. So you got to emotionally dump on them, right? They have to receive that into their ear. your drama. They're going to be sad. Sometimes they're going to feel sad. Sometimes they're going to feel your betrayal. Sometimes they're going to feel your sadness and stuff. Look, and then now you sitting up there because you getting their attention, you absorbing their positive energy. Because you're a trapper. Because your bosses are the spiritual wickedness in the higher dimensions. So you coming after freedom of expression. I am a sovereign being. And I will say whatever about you deviants. You got that right. So you come after me in the in a divine court of law. Because that's where you're being tried at. That is where you're being tried at. And so we're going to go through every thought, word, and deed connected to Cardi B on my Mother Earth. That's what we looking up. Listen, this is going to be probably a lengthy court hearing lawsuit. This is probably going to be very lengthy because you got a universal rap sheet, man, like no other, Cardi. So that was the worst thing you could have did. It's like, shh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Transfer all the shame, transfer all the debt, transfer the time that you held these people up, the fear from you using the machine for abuse. What's it? Abuse of authority. Because your boss is Satan, so you feel like, Satan's going to protect you. Not if Satan gets that divine order. All right, this transfer is looking like this. We got all of Cardi B's thoughts, words, and deeds, and who is echoing these thought, words, and deeds. And they're from the age range of, whether it be 0, because, you got the pregnant teenage moms, they got the babies listening to you. Like, yo, this is gonna be good for you, because look, you said you like drama. You are Little Miss Drama. You're the representative of Little Miss Drama. So this is gonna be a good tour for you, Cardi. Congratulations, you made it.